Hey guys, it's Matt here. I'm going to be making two videos, both video responses. This first video is going to be a video response to a gentleman by the name of PW3. I can't remember the rest, I'm sorry. But his last video, was about the brand splits. And then the second video I'll be doing is to Josh's video, Let's Talk Wrestling, talking about factions in 2011 and what has been and what's to come. So, first off, let's talk about the brand split. Now, first off, I think the biggest response to why is there still a brand split is so WWE could make more money. Now, if that's the only reason, then there's really, no other reason why they shouldn't have superstars from Raw and SmackDown go from one show to the other. Also, there's really no reason why they shouldn't unify the titles. I mean, yeah, you have two totally different rosters on both shows, but really, nowadays, I mean, especially the past 6 months, a year, they've only focused on a handful of guys. They've only used the other, lesser talent to take up time, So, here's what they should do with the brand splits. They should have one champion. One champion. Though I do like the World Heavyweight title the best out of pretty much any championship belt ever, I think they should unify the titles and make them the WWE Championship. They shouldn't call it the Undisputed WWE Championship because they did that with the tag titles and they just called them, Undisputed, and they kept that name at the beginning for the longest time and it got really annoying. So what they should do is they should unify the WWE and World Heavyweight Championships. They should also unify the United States and Intercontinental Championships because really now, they mean the same thing. As little meaning as, to me they hold nowadays, which is unfortunate, they mean the same thing. And then I'm glad they finally unified the women's titles because that was just ridiculous. And then they, of course, unified the tag team championships, which was a good idea considering there's not many tag teams on either show. So they should unify the titles. Next thing they should do is have one general manager. Now, when I say one general manager, I mean that they should pretty much have, a guy like Vince who would show up on both shows and make, rules on both shows. Because the whole general manager thing on Raw is getting old. Yes, it's mostly effective, but it's just getting old. Same thing on SmackDown. Theodore Long as the general manager was cool the first 4 years he was a general manager, but then once they started playing musical chairs with the GM, Stephanie, Paul Heyman, Kurt Angle, I think the guy that used to manage Umaga was the GM for a little bit. I don't remember. You need to have one GM, because right now Theodore Long and Vicky being his consultant, who pretty much means she can counteract his rules, it's just dumb. I mean, right now, unless you're a fan of Edge or Big Show or Kane or Rey Mysterio or Undertaker, who watches SmackDown? Oh, that's right, the kids watch SmackDown. So they need to allow the wrestlers to go from Raw to SmackDown. I mean, if they want to keep the two titles, it's kind of dumb, but that would create more storylines, and that would create, opportunities for younger guys, who just aren't allowed to break through that glass ceiling on Raw or on SmackDown. And so I think it'd be really interesting because that's what I used to like about TNA is, one pay-per-view you would see, AJ Styles go up against Jeff Jarrett. And then the next pay-per-view you could see Abyss going up against Jeff Jarrett. Or, Rhino going up against Abyss for the title. They always changed up the main event, which is what I liked. Whereas now they're doing what WWE does, where we see month after month after month the same guys in the title picture, and it gets really boring. So I don't want to rant too much about the factions or the brand splits, because I say a lot of the same stuff in my Why Do I Like Pro Wrestling video part 2, so I'm going to try to cut back on my ranting.